We're back! Hello, everything works. Welcome back. It's been a while. It's been a whole month. It took me a while to get everything up and running, but we're back. Hope it works. It sounds good. Welcome Sanzi, welcome Kay. Thank you for playing with me. It was so nice. Alright. Hey! That's the small me. That's the big me. I got a new chair and I've got like a seeming setup with all the stuff, and I don't normally sit here, and I figured that the chair doesn't fit here and my joystick had to move. No, bummer. Anyway, we are on the Blue Marble Simulator. Streamal Marble. Oh, by the way, I live somewhere here. That's where I am right now. And I like playing on the lifetime and live weather, so we're probably gonna pick something on this side of the marble. This side is pretty sleepy, as we all know. Hopefully, unless they're playing. So maybe this part looks good. Even though no, this Flight Simulator 2024, it's been a bit heartbreaking. It came out and it wasn't working as expected, and everyone was, no, our theme. Let me know if anything is wrong. I'll try to correct. Actually, I feel pretty confident. So we do go here, and no, I know there's a ton of problems with everything. So we go to all players, we go to custom. I don't even know if I'm on beta. And we go like clear skies. No, we don't have clear skies. Few clouds. And there's a new plane that came out. It's a bit meh, but I got it, and well, anyway, it's okay-ish. It looks good, but I found a few glitches straight away, so not happy. We're gonna actually, let's take the blue livery. This one looks pretty nice. Also, this plane is fairly big compared to what I flew. How's everyone doing? Anyway, you can fall asleep. I hope my voice is relaxing somewhat. So, take this livery. Yeah, I like it. We need all the fuel in the world. Maybe all the fuel we can fit. And I like this registration. Is the registration I flew in real life, which is not flying anymore. And the fun part is the last letter is the name for aviation authority. I imagine if a stream chat can sit in the plane together while lurking. Yeah, there's only 3 seats apart from my seats. Unless there's more, there might be more in this plane. I don't actually remember. I only care about the 2 seats in the front. No, I think there's 6 seats. We'll see in a sec. So I didn't choose any place to fly. I normally choose a place to fly. So. Oh, and the star airports are like custom made by Asobo. You can also check them. I just don't know how far it is from here to here, and I don't want to be too long over water. Past the Marble Triangle. But it's so big. I don't even know where it is. It's like somewhere here. Oh. You can go here. Why not? Let's get lost. So that doesn't really look like the ramp. There's a go-kart thing over here. There's an old runway, which apparently is also used for car thingies. No, actually there is a ramp here. This looks like better. Slide. Actually. Oh, that's our place. That's where we go. Alright. So that's the killer feature they did in this release. Like you zoom in from the map, no loading screen. But I hope it's gonna work. The other killer feature is you can actually walk around, unlike the previous version. Yeah, give it a sec. So that's me. I choose my haircut for a change. Right. Yes, we can walk. What I like about walking around is that you can somewhat feel the scale of the plane. So this one, it is fairly big for me. It's most small plane, all things considered. So we have the wheel checks here, so the plane doesn't roll around. The brakes are a bit. Hey Sanzi, welcome back. We are back. We just loaded in the Bermuda Triangle. I mean the Bermuda. I got the plane. It's the Bonanza, also called Banana, because there was a viral. Hey, are you inspecting? Yeah, I'm inspector, but not inspector gadget. We got gadget somewhere else. Inspecting. There's me actually, but I don't know how to see me from the third person. So the cockpit cover is a nice thing. We had it in one plane, and it's a lifesaver, sort of. That's a Banana. So there was this viral video, someone mispronouncing it very heavily on the radio. Instead of Bonanza, saying banana, and that's why it's banana now. Also Bonanza. So there is important bar thing. It's like a pitot tube. It gets their pressure for your airspeed indicators. If you don't take this off, your airspeed indicator will be dead, as our friend Kev found out, and our friend Ferg. And yeah, the models in the series are super nice. Also, I'm on a 4K screen, so you only see like a quarter of that. I mean, it's downscaled for you, but you know, it's pretty stunning. And so if you don't know, there was Flight Simulator 2020, which was like a big thing because it was looking so much better than anything before. And now they did the new version 2024, which had a ton of problems. And no one was happy about it. We can also look inside here. Oh, here. So there's our beautiful engine, 6-cylinder boxer configuration, and you see they made it so nice. Ton of stuff. There we go. In some other planes you can also check some more stuff. I think they did this one just to have that, but it looks a little undercooked. It could have been way better. And there is 6 seats, so it's a big plane. I think there is 6 seats. Oh no. Oh, see. So I'm not sure if this would be moving normally, but I haven't flown this plane, so I'm not sure. Nah, it probably wouldn't. I think it's good. Anyway, you can get in. So to get in, important stuff. This part is usually very fragile, and you can only walk on the places that are clearly marked where you can walk. So on the small planes, don't walk on the wings. They can't stand it. Pretty fragile. The place you can walk on have this black sandpaper, so you don't slip. Also, don't jump, don't do anything crazy. Just nice and slow, step by step. Feel with your feet if you're stepping somewhere. Jumping, super bad. And there's not like many things to hold, so there is this handle you can hold. Put your left feet here. I wouldn't still step on this part, but I would rather prefer to step here, but it's okay-ish. So it says you can, well, no step is for the rest, but this sandpaper part you should in theory be able to step on. At least that's why they got the sandpaper here. So I'm a little confused. And then you walk there, and there is like really nothing to hold. We open that and we magically jump in. Yay! So now you can see me. Oh, and there's Joe. Or Janet. I don't know. Am I here? Yes, it's me. See, I choose my haircut. It's matching haircut. And the shades. I need the shades. So I've got all the lights in my face now. I won't be sleeping anytime soon. I prefer to face into my plane, actually. Yeah, if only it was that easy. Never happened to me. Just press E into the plane. It's actually like Shift or Control C. I know, always forget. Also, it's a bit unusual here that the yoke only has like one tube. Usually there's like two tubes going straight in, and it has this whole bulky thing. So I usually turn it off in the sim, so it's not in the view, because as you can see, it's in the view. It's a bit easier to move around in a real plane. Now, hang on, I need to reset these views because I was flying the other day on a bigger screen. So we're gonna actually, let's give it like this. And a good thingy is like an infrared tracker. So it has 3 infrared LEDs, and I have like a webcam thingy. That's the receiver, and it lets me move my head around the plane in theme. Hang on, I just need to fix it. It's not broken. Those guys, you're not sleeping whatsoever. Also, thank you for the warm welcome everywhere where I see you. It's so nice, I really appreciate it. Nice iris sensor. Yeah. It's a pretty old thing, but it's really good. There's a new one that does the head tracking without the need for that, but I got used to this one. It has its own problems, like whichever you choose has its own problems. So now I can do this, and I can look around. But it's still a bit difficult to look over there. Alright, so we need to take it a bit down by default. There we go. Now I look at the chat and your guys are crazy. So I need to be a little conscious what I do with my head. Also, I had this headrest. I need to start using it. I've been saying it for the last 5 years and my neck still hurts. Alright, we got new people, so I can explain everything from the very beginning. I love it. So we got the parking brakes, and there is like a lever that you pull over here, and unlike the one you know from your car, this one is very different. So the way it works, the brakes are hydraulics. When you press the toe brakes, see, you press the pedals, and look, Ayla, welcome. Good morning, it's me. How are you doing? Long time no see. Nice to have you. Can you bunk your head on the canopy? In real life, yes. I have left my mark on at least one canopy because I was not looking enough, and I hit with the part of my headset and I left a mark. I was not happy about it, but I would not recommend it at all. Kyla bites. No biting, Kyla. We're all nice here, unless we're biting food. Biting food is okay. So I was saying, now I can move around. You need to press the stop brakes and then pull the parking brake. Otherwise, it's not gonna work. So the parking brake unlocks the pressure that you put in the system. So if you put your parking brakes very lightly and you pull the lever, you'll think that it's working, but you can just push the plane around. Close, I can relate. My bites are affectionate. Alright. I smashed my head on the turret of a Humvee. Ow, yikes. No, Humvee was hurt. So, you come to the plane, you push that in, step on the brakes, pull that back because you don't know what the other person did before you. And now your AO should be okay, but for the important phases, I still put my toes on the brake, so I have the control if it starts slipping or whatever. It's slightly less reliable than in cars. What I mean by that, it can start moving when you're on full power and whatnot. Yeah, it can be a little iffy. Oh, one thing I found. Oh, they fixed it already. I think oh no, the elevator trim was moving the wrong way. They fixed it. It was broken yesterday, or day before yesterday. I swear it was broken. Now it's done. Okay, GG. What's up with the blue tint? Also, try not to squint my eyes. WDEVs, yeah. Carenado is like pretty okay. Like they they do the best okay stuff. There's other devs who do some super advanced stuff, and it's a bit wild, to be honest. Alright, so we strap yourself in. There's one door here. Is that the only door? There must be more doors. See? There's another door. So the passengers embark from the left side, which is also called the port side, and we embark from the starboard side. Oh no, there's another door here. No, that's just the emergency exit. I'm crazy. So how did those guys get in? No, maybe there was door on the left side. Oh, that's no seats. That's just a baggage compartment. So there's 4 seats. I have lied to you. But this one has a headrest. So maybe there can be 6 seats. Or maybe this thing opens and you can... Maybe that's how it works. Maybe this opens and it's like a bench you can sit on. That would make sense, right? Yeah, that's probably what it is. Because otherwise, why would they put the headrest here? Looks like a pull-down seat. Yeah, that's what I meant. I think that's what it is. Also, if I was playing this play in real life, I would know how many people get in. I just don't care too much in Sim. I just wonder, where's the other door? Is there only one door? But then how? No, hang on. We need to go outside. Investigate that. Oops. So there is the door for the pilot. And that is the only door. That is the only door. There's not too many doors. I mean, there is this one too. You're a good crawler. Huh. So my guess now is that this seat somehow can like get stowed, like whatever, and then you can squeeze in the back, because there's no way anyone squeezes here between those seats. So I'm pretty sure this one can just like, or maybe you just move it front like normally you move the seats. So they're installed on the rails. How do I go down? That's how I go down. So they're on the rails. Maybe you can just move it front, and that's probably what you do. That would make sense. All right, when everyone is strapped in, first thing, you adjust the chair forward to where you want it to be, and then you fasten your seatbelts. Not the other way around, because you'll need to unfasten your seatbelts as soon as you see that your chair cannot move.
Wow.
Wow. Hey, welcome. Nice to have you here. Hi, Blurb. Channel accepted. I'll get back there. Welcome. You go so by so many names. I'm not sure what to call you anymore. Welcome. So, all right. Once everyone's strapped in and the doors are locked, also you can do that later. It's just important to check that before taking off. And see, there's a ton of placards everywhere. Fun part, when you have the aircraft manual, like all those placards must be printed in the manual as well. And there's like few pages with the placards. Super important. Yeah, placards are very important. And there's a ton of them like everywhere. Jeez, this click spot is wild. Also, let me check my... Okay, this works, but I think this is a little too fast. We're gonna work with that. So there's a ton of system on the plane. Well, just a few on this one because it's a small one. So we need our electricity. It goes from the battery. Now it's draining the battery. And we've got the voltmeter somewhere. And the amp meter. I'm not super familiar with this plane, so I don't know where everything is. Where's the bloody voltmeter? Hello? Hello? Also, the red lamp indicates that the alternator is not providing enough power and the battery is discharging, and it just doesn't like last super long, so that's kind of important. There would normally be a voltmeter somewhere, but it's not. It doesn't exist. That's weird. on the same plane. I can see that happens as well. So we got it done. We usually, well, in Europe we need to get the radio on and talk to the ACD to get our clearance to start the engine. In the US you can just start the engine whenever you please and burn your fuel, because freedom. That's what they say. That's what they say. I've never been there. That's what they say. So we'll do that. Also, good idea to make sure everyone has the headset on, because it's a bit loud and it's super unpleasant. So we have a look. If there's no one here, we'll do that later on. We need our fuel tank selector, which I often forget in the sim. This plane, you can only fit from one tank at a time. There's left tank in the left wing and the right tank in the right wing. Usually those planes, they have the fuel tanks in the wings here. Also, during the pre-flight, you need to check if this cap is like locked properly, because if it flies over, the low pressure on top of the wing will just will most likely sack the fuel from the wing very quickly. Not cool. I've heard stories about that. I've never done or seen that myself, but can happen. So we select that. Normally these engines are pretty hard to start, and some of those planes have that simulated. This one doesn't. We just click and it runs. Me happy. Look, Kayla not happy. Kayla likes to watch me struggle. I like to watch myself struggle too. Why is this click supposed to giant? Alright, so we got the battery working. It's draining the battery when I'm talking, which is not good. So you usually want to get this pretty fast. Normally I also have a checklist that I run through this, but I'll just do my general thing that I do, but I might forget something and regret it later. That's why I use the paper checklist in a real plane. Yeah, now I know. So, need our mixture in. This controls like the air to fuel ratio that's going to the engine. Small plane, smaller font, so in case you missed the percentage ones in the book. Yep, don't retract the landing gear. Good catch. But usually there's weight on wheel sensor, so even if you get the handle up, it won't retract it. So there's like a switch, and when the plane is off the ground, it senses that it's off the ground, and then it will retract the gear. Usually, idiot proof. Well, we are trying to make the planes idiot proof, because when things get real, we all get a bit idiot. Trust me. I would 100% do it. Many people have done it. The other part is when you land without gear. That's when you have another thing. This alarm rings when engine is on low power and gear is selected up. So if you're like on final approach, it will start blaring in your ear. At one case we had some electrical problem, and those three lights were indicating that the gear was down, but the alarm was ringing, and yeah, little confused. Also, was my favorite flight in this plane solo, so I didn't fully get the memo that something is not working correctly. Sometimes I just want to fly quiet trees myself. It's not quiet in those planes, you need glider. So we get the mixture in, so the fuel is covered, and prop is forward. I'll explain it later. Now we've got the magnetos, so that's providing the spark in the engine, so it fires up. Now we'll look around if there is no one there. Annette is there, but I can't really do anything about that. And shout, clear prop, and everyone should run away. Now hang on, forget the important parts. When you get in, you first get the nav lights. So those on there's three of them. Left on the left side, like your heart. The white on the back, and the green one on the right. That indicates that, well, it shows a position, but on the ground it means someone is on the plane and they might be doing something. Other one we have is the beacon, which indicates you're about to start the engine or the engine is running, so exercise caution. This is the red one, it's like blinking. It looks like it's blinking, but it's actually rotating. And good practice whenever you just walk around, like absolutely avoid this area here. Like some planes you get in from the front, so on the one is flying, you hop in from the front. But still, if you're a passenger, just avoid this area like hellfire, like really with a good margin. And if you need to cross in front of the plane, like it's a good idea to take a detour and just walk in the back. Oh dear, hello. We have the best viewers here. That's a-okay. We have the best viewers already. They all came here. I am very thankful for my best viewers. So, I decided I like Hellfire. The one in the back is safe. So really take a detour. And especially when you see that blinking, that means the engine will likely start very soon. So, and this thing just cuts hands off like no tomorrow. Would not recommend at all. Last thing we did on my plane, because it didn't have the beacon, but you can also do it here, is the strobe lights. So that's the blinking thingies on the back here, on the sides here. They're very easy to see. So myself, I would just get them on briefly. We usually don't have them on the ground because it indicates the plane is flying, but just for starting the engine, I would do that. So creeper up, step on the brakes, and now, well, we rotate that to above, and to start, that engages the starter, and it's running. Let's get the sounds for you. So, it's running. We need to check if the oil pressure is rising. Oil pressure is here. It's a good idea to locate the instrument before that. Once it's running, also this is spring loaded, but you need to release it. So we hold it in start position and you start, then release it back to both. Pokra, welcome. I'm back. You're back. Hello. Good to see you. Welcome. How you doing? Siema. I forgot. How long was I talking with my mic muted? I have not very long. Anyway. Birthday, half Polish, half English. Happy birthday to you. Nice, well done. Happy birthday. I hope you enjoyed it. And the one thing we also need to do for the cookie, engage the alternator, so we don't drain that battery anymore, and starting the engine drains a hell lot of battery. Also, it's a good idea to turn off all the radios when starting the engines, because there is a huge drain and just the radios don't like it. I didn't need a semi-quit. Alright, I think I just... So the way it works, I hit that. See? There's the red light. But no Roxanne. Only. You get the idea. So, we got the alternator going. Now we look at the amps, and the way it works, it shows like how much amps is flowing to the battery. It's a bit weird, so it doesn't show how much amps is flowing through the system, but how much is going to the battery, and it just shows if the battery is charging or discharging. So it gets you the idea if you have enough electricity from the alternator or not, or if the alternator is working at all. You need some new screenshots of Discord. I will see later. You always post them. I like it. Thank you. Fancy, yeah. Fancy. That's the mic I use most of the time. I used to have a different mic for streaming, but my audio interface died a little. Actually, just the headphone socket died. So I got a new interface, but I stuck with this mic. Crazy. I know. I can release the brakes, so I've been pushing the start brakes all the time. I can release that. Usually get the engine to like 1000-ish RPM. So the RPM is here in hundreds. Also, the running joke is there is so many clocks because pilot needs to know the time very precisely. But to be fair, most passengers don't get full like that. I'll get the audio like this, how it works. Alright, what do we do next? We need the radios, so now we have enough electricity, we can get the radios on. Also, those radios don't like being on when the engine is starting because the voltage goes down for them. They do crazy stuff. The important clock is the one that goes to empty. You are not wrong, however, the other running joke is these indicators only work correctly when they're full or empty. Pakra, thank you for the sub. That was quick. Thank you. Nice to have you here. I would love to say that I will be streaming more often, but I honestly can't promise anything. You know me. Sorry. But it's nice to be back. Thank you. So, the thing about these indicators is they'll have like a floater in the tank that's measuring the fuel level, but the tank is like this shape. It's long and it's running across the wing, and it's it has a weird shape. It's not like a straight box. So the wing itself is a little tilted up. If you look from the front, you can see that the wings go a little up. And also the fuel is like slashing in the wings left and right. So those fuel indicators extremely wonky. Like what we do, we know how much fuel we tanked. We also often have like a drip ruler that has been scaled by someone, just putting in the fuel and marking how much fuel is there, so you can drip it and see, oh, there's this much fuel. Yeah, but it only works before you enter the plane. So I know how much fuel I put in. Usually when I was flying alone, I just put full tanks because the plane can only carry so much. So if you have all the passengers on board, usually you cannot have all the fuel on board. It's when it gets tricky. But when I was flying alone, I just put the full tanks. I'll just acknowledge those messages. I had it when it's blinking. And then you just time it, so you know how much the plane should burn when it's flying. We also have the fuel flow meter here, and then you just time it and you guess how much you have. Always counting on the same side. The newer planes, they also have the electronic fuel flow meter, and what they do is you tell them how much fuel you had initially, and then they subtract based on the fuel flow how much you have used, which is much more precise than those indicators here. So you have all of the information, you just try to make the best of it. Yeah, there's the other running joke. Flying is precise guesswork based on unreliable data. I'm super excited. Thank you for Crow. Vacatio to Bilbao. Holy hell. I've never been there, but it looks cool. But we flew there-ish. So cool. Enjoy. But that's... How long until Vacatio? I think like 1.5 month. Am I right? Something like that. Oh, one thing I was supposed to do straight away. Get the strobes off, because they're not supposed to be on. That's why I have this bloody checklist. Also, I haven't been practicing this in a while, so that's why I get all jumbled up. Oh, actually, we have that thing here. So we can put here how much fuel we had. I think it did it for us. I mean, it would normally do it for us, but the simulator might do this for us. There's a way to check that here. There's like a white symbol. Oh no, it's in the tablet. So we go to plane, we go to... We also have this checklist, but... Not today. Where's the fuel? Flight planner. Yeah, there we go. And it's in gallons, we're Imperial. Howdy, Tori, howdy, welcome back, long time no see, nice to have you here. How are we doing? We're flying the Bonanza, banana, whatever we call it. Well, who needs paper when there is tablet already? Well, paper doesn't need batteries, that's why I like it. Also, hang on, I'll show you my flight computers. Hang on, back in a sec, I need to bring them. I actually got them away, but I want to show you. Everyone likes vapor flights, of course. How are you doing? Doing well. I've been feeling a bit better recently. Hang on, I'll get some nicer view. Let's just see how much fuel we have. Why I'm doing 5 things at the same time? No worries. So we should see how much fuel we have. Block fuel 16. What? No. I should have paid attention when I was filling it up before flight. I think it's just worked a little. Hang on. But I wanted the full. Alright, we got half tanks. Anyway, never mind. Oh, actually, it does say it here. 37 gallons usable fuel. in one tank, so if we have half into that will give us 37 gallons. And so if I press that, it shows use and that shows remaining. Normally you just have to dial it in manually to tell that, oh, that's what I think. This is just not fully implemented, but you would probably dial it in somehow. Right, thingies. Banana. I've got the poggles. I actually used them when streaming past. There's a clip, you can dig it out. So we use this for instrument flight training, so I have this on and I can only see the instruments if I'm lucky. And then I do the approach to the minimums and pop it up and land. And I get back on when we were flying. It's pretty nice. Nice for training. I actually didn't have this one for my flying. One time we forgot to get the hood, and when I had to cover the thing with like whole place with a chart in front of me. So I got this for flight simming and actually I like it. So everyone says you can just dial in clouds, which is true. But again, there are the glasses. I honestly enjoyed it, like flying in it. So one thing is that you can see outside and I cannot see, so that makes it nice for you. But other thing is I just get used to this and I will need to use it in flight training again soon. So why not get used at home? Save some time and money. Right, I was doing my flight training when computers were a thing, but smartphones were absolutely not a thing. And I have this, how do they call it? Analog flight computers. Ta-da! Hang on, I'll make them bigger. Bigger. Is like noise unpleasant or anything? Icebird, welcome. Star Trek Memorial Alpha fandom. I'm not fluent in Klingon yet. That's what we do. So that's the flight computer. It clearly says flight computer. I'm not joking at all. And we use this for a lot of computations. Basically, it's a logarithmic slider, but instead of, unlike the one you usually know from school, this one is wrapped around. And you can just do multiplication division here. Plus it has this window for like flight specific things. Density, altitude, true airspeed, blah blah blah. How much VRAM? I've got the 4090, so whatever it has. A lot of VRAM. Baines, welcome! The new Banana is a little mech. It's like the Bonanza, just upgraded. So if you got the Bonanza, I think there is no reason to get one. The only thing is to have the walk around mod, which just has like 2 things. Or 3. Your flight computer. Oh, my flight computer has 0 gigabytes VRAM, also 0 bytes VRAM. And I did all my so for the flights you do calculation like how long each leg will take, taking into account the wind correction. So we do speed, time, distance calculation. This is one is just very quick. I'll show you another day. I don't like it. And here we can calculate the wind correction angle that's required. So if you're flying and there's wind from the side, you will fly like that and you not get to your destination. So you need to head a little into the wind and then you fly like that. I'll be lurking. No problem, mate. It's nice to have you here. Happy working, happy lurking. So I got this one. It's a full metal one. It's a little uncomfortable to use. I also have the full circular one. I use this mostly for my exams because it has all the Mach calculations. And the fun part is you can take this stuff to your theory exams for pilot. And the good part is it has all the unit conversions, everything here. So you don't need to memorize some of the stuff because you can just get it here, as long as you remember how to use it. It comes with a booklet that's in the manual. I've got the holding entry calculator, which is just a gimmick because you should be able to do that from top of your head, but it's actually pretty cool. I really like it. I've got the small one, so just to give you a comparison. That's the baby calculator. That's the fully grown out adult flight computer. Also, fun part is they have this hole here. So the legend is the navigators used to like have it on like a string here, and so they can have it on their neck. Yeah, very nice necklace. Can totally recommend. And this had made the cat interested. Great, we're in trouble. I've got two more. Another metal one, which is very similar to the other one. So the black one is from Jepsen, the blue one is from ASA. They're mostly similar. The ASA one is, well, way better built. I wouldn't recommend the metal Jepsen. The metal ASA is much better. And last but not least is actually my favorite. Oh, hang on, there's two. Oh, I've just got the plate. Is paper Jepsen. So this is like laminated paper, and it's very durable, it's very light, and it's precise enough for my needs. So this is my favorite one. It's super cheap. So Jepsen. How do you even pronounce the Polish accent? Jepsen. Man, I'm not talking English when I'm talking with Polish people most of the time. It pal gets out of the plane wearing E6B from their neck. In their flank, I trust. Some baller, blink to flex. Hell yeah, I could do that. So that's my little collection. I actually didn't have all this money. I bought some of them. Show off on stream. It almost fell. And there's two more. Yeah, it's all my flight computers. Hang on. There we go. Alright, I'll need to pack it back up. I'll make myself a little smaller. Nice to have Olive here. Thank you for coming. So they go in this posh like holders. As long as I remember which one goes where. Seem I'm already a little lost. Oh, I know, because there's one. I have one too many, so one just goes in like. I just put it in. Boink. Right. I'll show you how to use them another day. Because I don't think we can make that today. Alright. What we're doing. Welcome to my stream, right? Yeah, and show you stuff and explain stuff, and we don't fly. So we got the plane on, we got the radius on, we check the fuel is halved, this running, get the strobe off, this on. Alright, I get the idea. We have these GPSs, but I'm not gonna need them all too much. One thing is just I want them to face where I'm going, so that's cool. The other one we can set to this terrain mode. We have the transponder, which is basically it's a secondary radar. So the primary radar beams your plane with a radar beam, and it reflects back, and they can see you. But it's pretty unreliable. So what we have here is they beam you with a special like radio interrogation, and this thing just responds to that interrogation. So it's kind of like radar, but it's like they flash at you and you flash back at them, which makes the signal so much stronger. Plus we can set some more data. So we can set the code they assign to us. For VFR, default in US is 1200, and it also says sends our pressure altitude, so they see on their screen how high we are. And fun fact, the radar just doesn't give the altitude information, the primary one, because it's too unreliable for that. So we get to standby. Actually, we can get it to on, so I don't. Let's get to standby. Right. We need to check our QNH so we can reference our altimeter. So to do that, where in the world are we? Somewhere here-ish? Yeah, there we go. go open airport weather, and it says altimeter 1022. Oh, this is not US at all. I'm confused. Who does this belong to? Alright, 102. So I put the 102 and only then it will show us... Oh, hang on, before we do that we need to switch the weather back to live. If anyone wants to fly along, there is a small chance it will work actually, but I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, we got 1022 here. Looks like it's more than that. Actually, it looks all right. So it shows 0. Let's double check our airport elevation. So it shows the airport elevation in a place where I always forget to read this. Oh, it's here. That's 18 feet. So I think there's some mismatch between the sim weather and the QNH I'm having from the meter. What was the weather again? Let's double check it. Wind 110 at 14. That's all I need at this point, realistically speaking. 110 at 14. So we want to take off facing east. So we'll take the runway 12. So where are we? Yeah, we're here. So we'll just text Alpha Bravo, runway 12. Good stuff. Alright, I'll keep this on for myself. It's off for you for now. So this radius, or we don't need radius today, but we can set the VR. So the VR is 113.9er Bermudas or Bermudas. Hell, you're making me so confused. No worries, it's fun. 113.9. It's already set. Someone must have left it. Right, we're not doing the radius today. We've got that. It's not receiving, so... It's showing up here. Oh, I know why. Because we need to switch to VLOG here, and now it's receiving. Perfect. So I like to set my runway heading here, so that I have a big blue line showing where the runway is heading. Let's keep it at that. I don't want the precise course today, although normally it's a very good idea to set that. Set our heading back to that as well. Let's get DME reading from nav1. Right, ready, steady, let's go. So let's get this view a little down. Hang on, I'll just... It's so that it's looking straight ahead for me. At least I think it will be looking straight ahead for me. Now the one thing I'm super passionate about is when the artificial horizon is like running right in front of my eyes, and this plane it isn't. I think we're not sitting. Hang on. Yeah, why are we not in the middle of my seat? But we are. We aren't. Something is a little off here, I think. So I think this will be more in the middle. Save it like that. Right, get this off. I'll get my head tracker back on. So now we need text lights. Can I BRB? Alright. Wash yourselves. Wash yourself. Walk around. And step on the brakes. Raise the parking brake. Has it been really so long? Right, we can start rolling. Hang on, it's me who's sitting, not straight. I'll try to move the chair a little. We're seatable, saying okay. It's a good idea to look at your passengers. Not that they cannot be trusted, but you know, you are responsible, so it's your job to look at them. I mean, I am. So we add a little bit of power, get the plane rolling, step gently on the brakes, see if they're working. Just pretend Janet is not there. I'll just look other way. Also, one thing, I was first flying gliders with a stick, and then I did my plane training on a plane with a yoke. And when I was taxiing first time, I was trying to steer with the yoke, like in a car. It was just so in my head. I'm like, why the hell is the plane not turning? And you steer on the ground with your legs, so it gets a little. It takes a little time to get used. Hang on, we're going the wrong way. Yeah, I'm not joking. The instructor was laughing so hard. I made her laugh. And I like knew it. It was just the instinct that took over. And jeez. So that's why you practice everything when flying. And a lot of the emergency situation and whatnot, we just practice that. How do I get out of here? I see, we need to follow that. Why is it so weird? I need to go over there. So I'm looking at this chart over here. Oh no, there is an exit here. Hang on, let's go there. Also, you need first to get the plane rolling, then turn the wheel. You can also step on one of the toe brakes. Right, my frame rate is not great whatsoever. Actually, no, I just clicked away. And there we go. Normally there's taxiway signs as well and lines, but those default airports often don't have that. Gent is hovering over there. Where's hoverboard? Hoverboard! Come in. And the theory is that taxiing speed should be like fast walking pace, but we usually taxi much faster. It's a bit hard to gauge that correctly. Although before turns, it's a good idea to slow down or whenever you're anticipating anything. So I'm steering with my legs right now, and now we need to go right. Don't get in the grass. I swear I do this much better in a real plane. So the badge of honor is if you have your nose wheel on the yellow line all the time, which is not as easy as it seems. Also, the plane like gets a little wonky when you taxi, so it's not that easy to make a taxi in a straight line. So basically dance on the rudder all the time. Sure, you can feel what you're doing in the plane. Yeah, that's true. You also have that, but to be fair, if you look down for some time and you think you know where you're going, you don't. So whenever you're taxiing, you just keep your head out, look around, if you're not getting into anyone or anything, and yeah, you get the idea. I need to learn to not squint my eyes. It's much harder with all those lights in my face. Oh, now we have the taxiway signs. So it shows us the black one means you're on taxiway Bravo, and the taxiway Alpha is like that way. So that's the whole shoreline, and we'll set the parking brake here and do the run up. So we check few crucial systems of the engine and propeller. So I'll just look in this view. Hopefully you can see what's going on. The bloody trim click spot is massive. I think that works. So I have the parking brake set, but I step on the toes anyway, and we get prop forward, mixture forward. We get our RPM too. I don't know what this plane likes, so I'll just guesstimate 1600 is gonna work for us. Right, let's make it 1700. Now check the magnetos. We have two sets, so now it's on both. I switch this to left and observe the drop. That's like 100, that's a lot. Get it back to both. it should go back up, and we give it some time so it clears from any deposit that goes there on the spark plug. Now to right, and we observe the drop again. It should be, so airplane has limit. My plane, I think it was 150 max and 50 difference between each. If it's beyond that, it means that some of your spark plugs are busted or fouled and you need to get that fixed. No flying. So that's one thing we check. The other thing in this plane, we check the prop. I never explained that, but it's kind of like gearbox in like gear shifting in car. So we pull that and see if the system works. So pull once, RPM drops. Pull twice, and we look at the manifold pressure here. It should go, what do I know, down? It doesn't move at all. Great. No, it should actually go up because there's less section. And the 3 would look at the oil pressure, but I'm pretty sure it's not implemented in this plane. I mean, it's changing, but probably because of the RPM, and I always forget which way it should move, so let's not try to figure that out again. Hey, that works. I think we're not checking this plane. No. There's no carb heat to check, so we're good. So we can go back to idle. Now, check our fuel. We have half tank almost in each. Let's get the other. Actually, let's keep it on this one, because if the fuel line is somewhat blocked on the other one, if we switch now, we'll only discover that once we're taking off. So yeah, let's keep it that. It should be on the fullest, but difference is negligible, so I'll keep it on that one. See if one is strapped in. We need to get our trim to neutral, get our flaps for takeoff, which in this case is marked as approach. Fuel pump on. I think we're all good. So now transponder alt, landing lights on, strobe on, release parking brake. Check if there is anyone on the approach sector. There of course isn't, but check if there is anyone on the runway. Get on the runway. Alright, get ready. And we'll just fly around the island, I think. We'll look at the markings on the runway, but they're behind us, so I don't see the numbers. But I'll check the heading here. So we get on center line, the white one. Good day, hey Armadillo, how are you doing? Nice to see you, long time no see, I'm back. So let's get on the center line. Heading, this matches 1-2, 1-2 over here. Slowly advance to full throttle. Look at the manifold pressure. This is not turbo, so we cannot overcharge it, I think. So engine instruments in the green, airspeed alive. I think we can rotate now. So pull that gently. Accelerate. Let's go. 19 knots. Positive climb. Gear up. Let's correct that heading. 200 feet, reduce manifold pressure, reduce RPM, flaps up, trim up, landing lights off, taxi lights off, fuel pump off. That's about it. Yeah, I remembered everything this time. This time we were gone. I got my CPLIR. Whoa, multi-rating. Nice. GG. That's a big one. It took me a while to get that done, so congratulations. Big party, GG. 1000 feet is where you can level off safely and legally. Ish. Thank you. You're very welcome. Yeah, it's a big thing. Congratulations. I had no idea we were doing that. Where are you flying, if you don't mind telling? Right. I hope the volumes are good. I'll cut that a little down. This a little up. My ears have been used so much, I don't need any more noise. Sydney, Australia. Whoa, amazing. Good stuff. I'm so happy for you. What's next? What's next? My ratings all waiting to be renewed. I was hoping this year, but I'm waiting to get my medical done. They demanded extra tests. So soon. I have to get this done by the end of the year. Never been to Sydney. Sounds like a great place to fly. Right, let's get up to 1,500 feet. So one thing I found is that the autopilot modes are a little busted here, which didn't make me very happy. But if I turn it on, we'll keep it on. Normally what I do is I first get the flight director, see if it's pointing where I want to be going, see the modes, so it's roll and vertical speed. Now we can engage that. Let's get that vertical speed a little bit lower. 550 per minute should do. Let's pre-select 2500. And so now it's showing. Yeah, but now it's only showing the alert and not the alt arm. So when it's more than 1000 feet to go, I think it's showing altitude armed, which is correct. But when it has like less than 1000 feet to go, it's only showing the VS, which in my mind is incorrect. Let's get the heading back and get us in heading mode. Sydney's challenge, ton of Class C. Yeah, I bet, but to be fair, it's a very good practice. Like, it will make you so much more comfortable and feeling on top of what you're doing. So I think it's a great choice, even if it's challenging. Airspace is a bunch of danger areas. Oh, danger areas are not fun. I did most of my training after PPL in a little crowded airspace, probably not like Sydney, but a little crowded, and I was very grateful I did that because it was a good practice opportunity. I have a habit of squinting the eyes when there is light in my face and whatnot, and then my eyes hurt and I don't like it. I need to learn that, and I don't know how. It's really good for CTA and such. Yeah, and you talk to so much ATC and there's so much going on, you get like on top of it in no time. And I remember I was doing my PPL in a local grass field, just flew through CTR like a few times, and CTR was feeling like, no, it's so scary. And then I get to that other place flying from a Class C airport all the time, so much more confident. We can this or RPM. I like it like actually because it sounds a bit quieter and louder RPM. Can we have it like 20? Let's give it 22. Normally there's stable in manual that you can check. Let's give it 22. It's unspoken rule that those units magically match. And you can put the same on both and it's gonna be probably okay. So the viewer is showing where we are in relation to the station, which is the airport. So the airport is that way. I don't think we can show it on the IDF. My third PPL flight involving the harbor scenic flight. Nice, VFR lane up the coast and taking to Sydney approach after asking clearance to Class C. Oh, I think that's a bit too much for like first flights, but yeah, sounds good. Honestly, I only got comfortable with Class C once I was flying from Class C airport all the time, and then I got super comfortable, like anticipating what the controller is gonna do, what they want from me, where they will want me to be, or asking questions in a way that suggests them more what I want them to tell me to do, which is, I think, another level. So it's you controlling the controller, who is in turn controlling you. So basically, you want to go somewhere, you need to tell them what you want to do and how you want to do that, and they will, as much as possible, allow you to do that. And I think it's pretty cool. Oh, one thing I always forget. We have the cowl flaps here. This basically regulates how much air is flowing through the engine and cools it. Or not cools it. So I'll close them. So we get a good temperature on the engine, which is not simulating here anyway. We can also adjust our mixture so that we get a better fuel burn. And the way I do that, we look for the peak. Oh, it's actually working. So pulling that until I see the peak. So I'm pulling the red lever. Also, if you pull it too much, the engine dies. Like that. So don't pull it too much. So we pull it. We look at the EGT gauge to find the peak. I never flew for a long time any plane that has that, so don't really have real experience with that. And then we push so that we are, what do I know, like 50 reach of peak. So it's fully rich. All right, you need to do anything. So the island is over. This plane is pretty fast, so we are doing 140 knots, which is imperial unit in theory, but no one in Israel knows it. So I don't remember from the top of my head how much this in miles per hour. For kilometers, what I do is times 2, so that will be 280 minus 10%, so minus 28, so minus 30. 280 minus 30, 250 kilometers per hour. So yeah, that's a lot. This island so small. Looks pretty cool. So this is using the satellite data from Bing with the satellite imagery, and they used a lot of computing and AI to generate those models and everything. And also they have the height data. We can switch out fuel tank now. Also, we don't want to have too much of an imbalance. So let's switch the fuel tank. We get the fuel pump on, switch the fuel tank, double check the fuel pressure. I know like the fuel pressure. Oh, it's not even here. Interesting. And get the fuel pump off. I'll get the plane a little quieter. It's just a little bit anyway. After that we did Victor 1, I don't know that one, which is 500 feet VFR line along the coast of Sydney. Whoa, well, challenging but so much fun. That's cool. The fun part for this, as far as I am aware, there is no legal prescription how wide those VFR routes are. Am I wrong? I think it's like that in most places. Like, you have a route on the map, but there's nowhere in law stated how accurate you need to fly it. So no one really knows. It doesn't say anywhere. I think it's a bit weird. Because then some people expect it to be bang on the line, which is not very feasible. Always, depending what the terrain looks like and how much busy you're looking out the window to avoid other traffic. And then people on the ground who are unhappy about the noise will say, oh, this guy is just not on the line. One thing I saw is wrong here. The flight director is showing something that is not being achieved. So that's what the flight director is showing, and that's what the autopilot is flying. So I'm not sure why it's wrong. Or maybe there's like a bank limit in the autopilot, but the flight director is showing way more. Maybe that's what's happening. So that's another problem I found. Other than that, it's pretty much like the Bonanza. So no bells and whistles, but a nice plane anyway. Oh, I also noticed we have the mode annunciation here and here as well. Interesting. There is real limit since Class G, but oh, currently clipping points into controller space, which you gotta be careful. Gotcha. What I meant is that those VFR routes, it's usually like a line on the chart, and then you don't know how accurate you need to be flying that line, which is a bit weird. So, this plane is pretty glorious. It's pretty fast. One hell of a plane. Would love to own one, but they are not cheap to own and operate. Also, I like this idea that it has this expandable seat in the back, so it can be either cargo space or seats. That's pretty clever because you save space and you can pick more people for a scenic flight, or you can pick up more cargo for a cross-country flight. Right, I disconnected the autopilot, so my binding works, luckily. Let's see what we can do. There's not much to go around here. This island is pretty small, so I think we'll do few laps and then switch the place. Uh-oh. Oh. I think the wrench is also working the wrong way. Interesting. If the rear line is inbound or outbound into an airport, you should follow as accurate as you can. I can trust Megadang. Yes! See? We're on the same page. As accurately as you can, but there is like no limit. I just find it a little bit weird. Everyone's having fun. This island is way smaller than I anticipated. Still, I liked it. I think we'll do a few touch and goes to practice the plane, and just some other place. It's really nothing to be seen anywhere. So, let's complete the lap around the island. So I think we can go to 1500 feet. It should be safe and legal. Watch that speed. Remember about that headrest. Oh, it's way past 1500. So I'm in flying now. I'll get the yoke. For all the stories, I expected the island to be a little bigger, but it's the triangle that's in the stories. So 1 runway 1-2. I'll just set it back to 1-2. And off we go. So let's complete the lap around the island. Jeez, now we're down to 1000 feet. Look away for a second, and this what? This altitude is going away like no tomorrow. Also, trimming correctly would help a lot, but it's not very easy in the sim. Oh, I know most streamers, they have the view from outside the plane all the time, but I'm so used to being inside the plane, I just don't know any better. that's all my word. Oh, and then you see it in the scan for 5 hours, so no peeing, so you need to control your liquid intake. That's how I learned to be super dehydrated all the time. Would not recommend, but it helps with the pee breaks. I like this go-kart area. Pretty common on those not used concrete areas. Controller wasn't happy with me because I came inbound at a weird angle. I see. Did that avoid traffic in my proximity. He wasn't following proper traffic separation procedure. Yeah, at some point you just can't make everyone happy. That's when you learn to anticipate others as well and get out of their way. I think it takes some like spatial awareness, so you can imagine where everyone is and where they're going and where they can be going if they mess up. And most of the time it's hard to spot the plane anyway. I think we'll do a low pass and then we'll do a regular traffic pattern. Right, so that's all there is to that island, I think. Flying west of the Sydney. Basing requires you to fly through a training area. Oh, unless you're doing CDA, which can be hell. I guess. Also coordinating that and changing frequencies all the time and changing controllers all the time. Like sometimes the plane is faster than you can switch the radios. It gets me a little uncomfortable. In the place I was flying, when we were departing taking off to the east and departing to the south, we were just very close to the border of military airspace, military CTA. So you had to switch the radio and get the clearance to enter their CDA, which was like neighboring our CDA. And I'm like, what if they don't respond in time? Like, what do we do? It's so close. Superdome, welcome, nice to have you. Hey guys, great to see you again. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I'm back, feeling a bit better. So we're training Bonanza, aka Banana. I get a new chair. Everything is different. Right, this is the low pass. 6-degree. I wouldn't be brave enough to do 6-degree turn that low to the ground in a real plane. Watch that speed and the low pass. Get the landing lights on so everyone can see us coming. In the GA we usually get landing light and taxi lights so you can see us better. And we'll do a left-hand traffic pattern, because why not? Because that's the default one, and there's nothing here stopping us from doing that. Right, the how low can you go contest has been settled a long time ago by people scratching paint or propellers in this case. So I'm not gonna play in this contest. I'll just stay at this altitude, which for me feels safe enough. And sometime for the end of the runway, up we go. Sometimes there's aerobatic in the area. Nice. And they don't do traffic calls. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, the aerobatic plane can be anywhere. That's why they get separate area. And level of 1,000 feet. So that's still sporty. We trade the altitude for airspeed. Actually, we traded airspeed for altitude. You know what I'm trying to say. So I think we need to get this few degrees to the left. That was my feeling. We'll stay at 1,000 feet pattern altitude, which in this case is easy to tell because the elevation is basically 0. Right, I'll get this plane to 2020 and see if it gets a nice airspeed for me, because I was flying it before and it was a bit fast. So now we did traffic pattern with like a rectangle. So now we're on the crosswind leg, upwind, crosswind, downwind, base, final. So let's give it just a little more. Actually, I forgot those landing lights. I also forgot the fuel pump. Okay, I think 30-degree bank is safe enough for this plane at this altitude, so that's what I will be doing. Now that's why I like to have this big yellow line set up to runway heading, so I can easily see what I'm doing with just one single glance. There's the runway somewhere there. It's a little difficult to see from this angle. And I'm having the hard time like keeping the plane level when I'm looking to the side, which is fixed when I fly in VR. I fly in VR and I look to the side, I can fly the plane level, no problem. I think we're flying the correct heading, so let's keep it that way. And we're getting a beam. Oh, there's zebra, so we're a beam now. One of the most responsible thing I've seen was someone practicing precautionary search and landing passes at an airfield with 2 life sides because gliders were repairing on the airfield. I see what you mean. We usually did that on the Aero Club, but it was like announced and we followed whatever. I agreed or unspoken rule was. Right, speed check. I don't remember the gear speed, but I'm pretty sure it's below the current one. Speed check, gear down, fuel pump on, lights on. Speed check, flaps approach, and I don't see that thing anymore. Now we need to get in shallow descent. So I used to fly, well, gliders in Aero Club. Also did my PPLA in Aero Club. So there was a lot of glider activity, planes doing training in pattern, parachute jumpers and whatnot. And we were also practicing dead stick landings, but the way we do that is we get first announce that we're gonna do that, then we go 1500 feet over the field, announce that we're doing it now, and just follow somewhat regular pattern, but then you stay in, everyone knows where we're gonna go, so it's no surprise where we are. So that's how we did that, and yeah, it was working. But I see if someone is practicing precautionary landing somewhere, that can throw everyone up. So I see what you mean. Right, this power setting is way better, so the plane is not spinning like no tomorrow, which it normally does. I feel like I'm a little too low, so I think I waited a little too long there. Right, start the turn. I prefer to keep 15-degree bank in my base to final turn, so there is 0 chance of stalling it, but I would be comfortable with 30. But if I'm overshooting, just let it overshoot and correct later. But that looks spot on. Are we too low? I think we're okay. So I'm used to more of glider flying, where we did much steeper approaches. Right, we're actually too low. So this should be like this. Hell, that's a lot of difference from 1-2. Yeah, almost became a proximity event, and the CDF calls from gliders were very eventful. Yeah, gliders are not doing much calls, so that's a little unfortunate, but we don't do that. Mostly because we don't know where we're gonna go. Everything's a little unpredictable, and we just don't like to talk, so we just announced that we were gonna enter the pattern, and then when we are in the pattern, that's about it, but yeah, it is what it is. Right, now we're on the glide path. Speed check, flaps full, final check, prop forward, mixture forward, let's do it again, gear down 3 green, prop forward, mixture forward, full pump on, lights on. I don't remember these gums most of the time. Alright, gas, fueler tank and fuel pump, undercarriage, mixture, prop, switches. Right, 85 seems like a good upward speed for me. So let's do that, touch and go. Gear down to green. I think the trim is a little sensitive here, so it's not gonna work great. I think there's little crosswind from the left. No, from the right. So back to the right. Rather left. Now we're in this floating area. What I meant was ground effect, so slowly rolling back the throttle, keeping that pitch, and there we go. Right, keep the heading, flaps up 1 notch, advance throttle to full. Rotate, accelerate, let's give it a 90, and climb. Let's get that wind correction angle. 200 feet, reduce power. So we want the engine to be in red, even though there is not too much red here, but we don't want it to be close to red anyway. Throttle, prop, flaps up, trim up, fuel pump off, lights off. There we go. This is Bonanza now. This is the new F33A Oh, look, I forget the gear up. It's honestly pretty similar to the Bonanza, so we have the other one. I think there is zero reason to get that one. The new banana. Down speed, level off. Turn that crosswind. There we go. Let's keep that. Right, 2020 was my favorite power setting. Alright, let's turn here. I think it would be a good idea to avoid these houses, but I want to make the pattern a little easier for me this time so I can make it more accurate. So let's see if that works. I think having this obvious selected runway heading is such a great tip. It helps me a ton all the time. So now we can see the runway much better than the last time, so we probably won't get that far out. So we are almost abeam now, abeam threshold. Right, how long have we been up? Almost 2 hours, not that long. I'm starting to feel a little tired. Right, that's a beam. So let's say gear down speed is 140. I don't really know what this is. Fuel pump on, reduce power. I'll get to 15. Prop forward, mixture forward, speed check, gear down. Get in a shallow descent. Speed check, flaps approach. Get that power back on. Now it's working. Now it decelerated nicely. I think we're almost 45 degree with the threshold behind us. I wasn't doing the shallow descent, so let's put it in. I'm not sure what like the ideal descent rate is, like 500 feet ish, 300. I think between 300 and 500 would do the job. I need to run some math and actually know that for sure. So, rolling on the heading now, but I will put in a little wind correction into the wind. Right, and I think we need on the power like 20. Oh, let's keep it at 20 and slow us down a little bit. Let's keep that 300 feet per minute descent. So basically I need the triangle here on top of the horizon line. So that should be our primary reference. Right, getting close, so start the turn. I like to start my turn early and do a dog leg rather than overshoot like now. So let's keep it at 20 degree and overshoot that and get back on. Right, reduce power, speed check, flaps full. Final check, gear, gas. Let's get on the fuller tank, which is right. We're on the right. Fuel pump on, gear down 3 green, prop forward, mixture forward, lights on. I think I need some pillow behind my back. We'll get it next time maybe. Get on the center line. Actually, it would be nice to land on the center line. Whoa. TCO has a little small travel wrench, so sometimes I whack it, being a little insensitive. Right, so we're a little high, but that's my preferred angle for GA. At least on the grass strips, it just feels a bit safer when you have the extra altitude. Now, because the artificial horizon is not mounted centrally, I have a little hard time knowing where I'm going. Now we got a little low. Anyway, looks good. We're aiming at the aiming point. Right, getting into that ground effect right now. Slowly rolling back the throttle, pulling back on the yoke, keeping that nose on the horizon. A little too much, and we synced a bit. So I usually land left on the center line for some reason. Right, I'll stop here. I'll get that pillow so I feel more comfortable in the chair. And we'll do a few more laps. So parking brake set. I'll stop that. Get flaps to approach, and I'll be back in a sec. Right, the pillow is in. That should make my spine a little bit more comfortable, I hope. It's so warm here, but it was already over 25 degrees in my room a few days ago, but it cooled down again. The weather, the spring temperature swings in Europe are something else, and I know how it will. Chill K, welcome back. Gonna get water too. Oh, I got water too actually. So in spring we get those temperature swings. It's either hot or cold, and I understand totally how it works from meteorological perspective. I know it's coming, I know it's gonna happen, and then my body is always surprised. So we're back to cold. So AC goes back off, clothes go on, and wait until it's summer again, when I'm gonna melt and sweat. Alright, there we go. I'll go back to the center line. Actually, I think that feels way more comfortable now with that pillow. Interesting. I'll still need to adjust the chair in future because now my stick is in up. I'm trying to do something with the mic, but I don't know what I'm doing. Actually, let's get those cowl flaps open. I'm still not sure what's the procedure for the cowl flaps in the pattern. If anyone knows, you can tell me. Procure is back, all washed. Alright. No talking dirty now. Or we're going to be washed again. So let me get on that center line. So I have zero excuse for not being on it because I was on it from the very beginning. That's the music, that's not me breathing. So I think something is not right. Like the pedals are to the side. We look like we're in the middle of the seat. Something is no yes. New me, fresh me. Nice. I think what I'll do, I'll just reset this again. I'll make sure this is bang on the middle. Yeah, it's gonna work much better. Let's give it this way. It's gonna be way easier on me, and I feel that's what it should be in the real plane. Except the pedals should also be aligned in the bloody chair. This song is a little funky. I've got limiter and compressor on top of those songs, so that's why they might seem a little bit odd. Alright, let's do one more lap. Let's make it nice. Let's try to land the blast center line. And then we'll find a new place to fly. Working brake release, releasing toes, advancing the throttle. Green, whoa, right rudder, green. Engine instruments in the green. Airspeed live, keep that center line. Rotate. Accelerate. Let's keep it that. I think 90 is gonna work. Positive climb, gear up. Case back, welcome back. So we'll do last traffic pattern here and then we'll find a new place to fly. 200 feet, reduce power. So I'll go 27 and 25. I'm getting the wrong levers. Laps up, trim up, lights off, fuel pump off. Yay! I'm getting back in the groove. I like it. I love it when I do it right. I hate it when I do it wrong. Level of 1000 feet. So let's get to my favorite power setting, 2020. Keep the altitude. Alright. Roll out on the heading. I'll put some correction, wind correction to the right. It felt a bit too tight last time, so I probably did something wrong. Alright, let's get turn to down leg. I like hand flying, but it's a little awkward in the sim. And now there is this new Moza full force feedback yoke, and I'd love to get it, but I think I need to start saving up some money. Or maybe I need to sell all the stuff I'm not using first that I bought for simming, and maybe then I can think about buying it. That's another reasonable solution. Jeez, this plane is hella fast. Oh, it'd ideally be a little slower. Oh, for reference, the small plane I was flying was doing 100 knots in a cross-country flight. If you pushed it really hard, it could do, I think, 110 or 120, but 100 knots was like comfortable high power speed for that plane. And this one is doing 130 when I'm not even asking it. Right, we're abeam, so fuel pump on, throttle idle, prop forward, mixture forward, speed check, gear down, laps approach, get that power back in, and lights on. So we had the gear alarm there from seconds, which I was expecting, and that was totally the plan. And the reason was to slow us down faster, being on idle. And now we actually got to the speed I wanted us to be. Right, don't see how far we are here, so let's turn the turn now. I'll keep it just in the green range, so at 15 on manifold pressure. I'll keep that 200, 300 feet per minute descent. It should work fine. Now I like the speed, so that speed is gonna help me a lot because it will make our turn radius smaller, so we'll have more time between those two turns. Actually, the small plane I was flying, or when I was doing my hours for commercial license, you basically need 200 hours when you apply, including all the training, so you need to do a lot of cross-country flights. At some point I started doing very slow flights, like 70 knots, because it's way quieter in the cabin, you burn less fuel, and I only need the flight time, not the distance, so I could do longer flights because it also has the less fuel burn. It was so cool. And the longest I did was 5-hour flights. Of course, I started with shorter flights, watching the fuel burn and seeing how much I have left after the flights, and then slowly got it ramped up to 5 hours. And even then, the last half an hour was spent just flying in circles close to the airfield. So if I miscalculated, I think I will still have a chance to land before I was low on fuel. Yay, that speed works so much better for the pattern. See, now I'm anticipating it way better because that's the speed I'm used to. It's showing us low, so we have those puppy lights, those four thingies, and it's showing the red means you're too low, white means you're too high. Ideal one is too white to red. So I'll get us to two ice threads and then I drop full flaps. Oh, the flaps are those things here. They basically make the wing profile more convex, and they have like higher lift ratio, so you can fly slower and produce the same lift required, and they also give a lot of drag, so it helps us to slow down and descend a bit steeper when approaching. My mic just dropped, so I had to correct it. Still, that battery is not great. I would like to be so low here. That's one white light. My screen is super big in front of me, so the way I see it, it's like fair natural power track. Yeah, Ult's my favorite track. I flew this wreck in real life on Twin Tecnam. The Tecnam is not flying anymore, but the wreck stays with me forever. Speed check. Laps full. And let's do that final checklist. Right, we're on the wrong tank. Fuel pump is on. Gear down 3 green. Prop forward, mixture forward. Lights on. Yeah, that's a good wreck. I just had to lift my feet, so I'm not resting my heels on the ground, but I have control on the brakes. Right, it's gonna be a little long. And we're doing full stop. Also, I wanted to be on that center line, so let's do it for once. Rolling back the throttle, keeping that nose on the horizon. There we go. Idle, keep that center line. Let it decelerate. Gently step on the brakes. Flaps up. Fuel pump off. So, I'll go to the right and then do 180. GG, thank you for the claps. The way the turning works, I'll show you quickly. Our rudder pedals are hard linked to that nose wheel, and it can turn like almost 90 degree, like usually it's probably like 80 degree. And then you can also control the brakes on each side separately with the toe brakes, and basically you can turn on a dime, but you need to be gentle with the turning, so you need to first start moving, then turn the wheel, not the other way around. This nose wheel is a little flimsy because most of the weight is on the main wheels. The center of gravity is like somewhere here. So you see those main wheels are slightly behind the center of gravity, so the vast majority of the weight is on those main wheels, and there is much less on the nose wheels, so it is a little more flimsy by design. So we try to make it easy for that thing. And if you're not gentle, it can break and send you into the ground. It does happen if you smash real hard, but usually not the case. Never happened to me. But I was gentle anyway. So that's when we were taking off. We were trying to pull the yoke, so we offload that nose wheel. We also did it during taxi and whatnot. It's just a little harder to feel that one being in the seam. So now we ideally would follow the yellow line. It's a little hard to see here. So that's basically what I see from this plane, like this dash goes really high. The yellow line should keep you safe from anything on the shoulder of the taxiway. This is the Hultra line. We fully vacated the runway once the whole aircraft is past that. And now we can get our landing lights off, strobe off, and we can get that transponder to standby. And we'll get back to that area. We'll just get to this area. I think that's not where we left Janet. Janet is there. We're coming here. We need a big hangar. Can't have the spots marked like very well here, so I'll improvise. Yeah, I'm stretching my neck, trying to look there. Feels good. Yeah, let's just step in the line line. Should be okay. Just leave myself enough room to taxi out of there next time. I'm stepping on top brakes, locking the parking brake, get the taxi light off, and now we need to shut that thing down. So we do pretty much the same thing in reverse. We will get our transponder off, radius off, alternator off. Now we pull the mixture to cut the fuel off from the engine and let it burn all the remaining fuel. Magnetos off. Beacon off. And that's pretty much it. Last things is nav light and battery, and the plane is dead. So that's it. Unbuckle, take it easy. Take your acid off. Don't hit anything. And off we go. Oof. So, for those of you who were not here before, I can show what you can do and walk around on this plane. At least the things I found. You can... Oh, it's not working. Oh, it's working now. You can move the elevator, you can move the rudder, which I think would not be possible in real plane because it's hard linked to the nose wheel. And you're definitely not moving that nose wheel by hand. You can open the cargo door. Very nice, very well, very nice. We can put on that pitot cover. We can open that engine. I totally forgot about the cowl flaps again. I need to learn that properly one day. So you can look inside, which is modeled pretty well. And you can put on that pitot cover. Twisty got it off. Yeah, so... Oh, and I can also put like a canopy cover. I'm not sure why these click spots are all gone. And we also had the chokes. So that's pretty much it. Alright, let's go back to the menu and find us another place to fly. I think we'll stick with this plane, so I don't mess up again. Phew, how are we doing in time? 1 hour 59. Jeez, I'm so tired already. Also, it's 10 p.m. I gotta show local domestic one. Do it. Send it. Tell me the place. I'll just spin the marble. No, I'm kidding. Tell me the place. All active airports. Yeah, all of them. I guess it's somewhere here. I finally got more up to speed with Southeast Asia and Asia in general, where things are. I had a hard time learning where all the places are. I finally know it a bit better. Oh, okay. So for airports, what we do, we have those ICAO codes. I'll school you. when you send your bags and when you get your flight ticket, you get a three-letter code, which is IATA code, which is basically for the bags and passengers. And for pilots, we have this ICAO code. So IATA is International Air Transport Association, and ICAO is International Civil Aviation Organization. So we are using ICAO codes. All right, there we go. Parkour got it. Thanks, Parkour. So Sierra Zulu Bravo is IATA code, so it's good for the bags and flight tickets, but it doesn't help me at all when flying, which is fun. I remember some of them, like by heart, but some of them I don't. Let's see if Parkour got the good one. Hang on, that's a long name, I can't remember it. Sotel Azisha Airport. I think that's, no. That's a different one. Well, not that really. WMSI. Whiskey Mike Sierra Alpha. And we also use the phonetic alphabet. There we go. That looks my better. Oh, Lumpur. We like Lumpur. Nice. Let's do it. Me happy. Because I usually like choose those places. Don't really have much reason to go anywhere. So let's go here. Real small. Oh. So yeah, let's get that in. I'll show you as well. I think I want to show you my brain. So the big one, WMKK. So I have the both codes here. See the ICAO code, Whiskey Mike Kilo and IATA code, KUL. So for pilots, the 4-letter code is the important one. And not all airports have this 3-letter code. It's only where there is passenger traffic. And virtually most of the airports have the 4-letter code, but some are so small even they don't have even that. And what I wanted to show you is that when we talk to the ATC has their like name, which sometimes is what the name of the place is or the airport. So we have the city, country. Oh, just like the approach chart, we have a ton of charts for the airports. We have the airport chart. Yeah, this one is 2 billion chart. It's massive. Oh hell. It actually routes there. I think they overdid it a little. Yeah, so oh geez, it's also rotated. Never mind, I'll go to the airport chart. So there's name of the city, country, name of the airport, like 2 of them, and here is like what the ATC, Air Traffic Control Facility, is called. So these are called Lumpur Radar. Penang. There we go. So that's the thing I want to show you. Also, we can track our flights here. I've got 3 apps. So I've got one that has all the charts. The fun thing is I pay for this like, I think a little less than $15 a month. And I have access to real charts that I use for flying with a little note here that I cannot use them for flying. And in real life, this subscription costs like few $1,000s per year to get those charts. Like, I don't remember now. All right, so worldwide, if you just go straight to Jepsen, they bill you like $10,000 per year for like few users. Or if you get it from some other thing like for flight app, it's still few $1,000s. So it's really pricey. The reason is that basically they take the liability if anything is wrong on the charts, so that's why I give them the big bucks. But here we got that for flight simulation for basically nothing. But they are używają Jepsen IRL. I do use Jepsen IRL because that's what I access to, but some airlines use other charts. I also have other apps here for tracking. We have Elvontex and Volanta. Elvontex just released, so I've been really happy how they're promoting this without any release timeline anywhere soon, but now they released it, so I love them. They're so good. And then Terrence and Volanta, to be honest, it's just an app. It's a map. It's me, and it was there. So that's the apps. I'll get this one for myself. We are here. I lost my mouse. There we are. Ready to fly. So I'll make it daytime. Hang on. So we need to go. We'll go to tomorrow. And innovation, we are using QTC time basically for everything. Well, most of the time. So everyone speaks the same time zone and you don't need to calculate back and forth. And I work as a software developer. I'm trying to force all the people to use UTC as well, because we have people all over the world and it's just much easier when everyone is using the same time, at least in the tools. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. We should have the live weather, unless there's no. So that's lifetime. Nah, hang on. Custom. Live weather is on, and we get the time again. So that should give or take be live weather right now. So we have that cabin cover here. We have those wheel chokes. I can show the proper workaround on some other plane another day. Better on a plane that I know by heart. And we just need to get that pitot cover off. So if you don't get this cover off, our airspeed indicator will not show anything. It will just show 0 all the time. Yeah, it's modeled pretty well, like all those placards. The missing paint. Yeah. So this area you feel you hit with the fuel nozzle, and those I think just you often spill the fuel somewhere here, so I think that's why the paint has the hard way, Polish way. I am Polish, by the way, so it's Pokra. That's why the joke. This could use a little more Polish too. Hang on. Shift C? What does it say? I can't see because there's yoke in front of it. So I'll do this real quick right now. You know all the drill. So step on the brakes, reset the parking brake, get everyone strapped in, adjust the seat, fasten the seat belts, get our fuel tank selected. Now get the electricity going, radios are off, get the nav light so they can see we're here, about to do something, get our mixture in, prop forward, throttle idle, beacon on, strobe on, clear prop, step on the stop brakes, magnetos to both, starter engaged, it's running, back to both, oil pressure rising, engine is still running, because sometimes I forget to get the fuel on and the engine quits, it just gets running and then it dies. In Poland we say u siebie robię u siebie obcego na byle. No, we do it right for the outsiders too. I have spent a ton of time in our club and we really care about all the flying gear we have there. So actually, for myself, I don't care, but when I'm using a shared stuff like airplanes, I do care way more than about my own stuff, but this is me. Alternator on, strobes off, RPM is okay, radios on, transponder standby. It normally takes a while to get the engine into operating temperatures, although I believe it's pretty warm here, so that's way quicker. I'll just need to check what's the wind situation. So click on the airport here, and in this app I actually get the weather report from meteorological station on the airport. So that's called meter. That's meteorological report for pilots. It dates back to telegraph era, that's why it's so condensed, but it's actually very easy to read. So that's the airport code, Whiskey Mike Kilo Kilo. Then we have date, so it's 5th of the month, 2000 Zulu, wind is from 0 degrees at 0 knots. Visibility 9,000 meter. Clouds few, which is how many eighths? Between 1 and 2 eighths at 1,000 feet. Temperature 24, dew point 23. So that is, if you cool the air to 23, it will condense. So it means it's very humid. You can actually calculate the relative humidity in percent from those numbers, but it's much more convenient for us to have the dew point temperature. QNH is basically the pressure. So what we need to set on the altimeter, and no significant weather. Easy. I mean, I just look at that and I know most of the stuff. It's easier for me to read that than when it was in like clear text, which is fun. Actually, I don't have that in chat, but most people have like a meter command, but I don't have it. I need to add it at some point and we'll get the real one. Right, acknowledge that. You can see me get this. So this is fairly old GPS, so it's like, it's not very old, but it's also not new, and you operate mostly with those knobs, and it can be super cumbersome. Like it's before the touchscreen era, really, before reliable touchscreen era. So it's a bit little awkward. Let's that code in. So default code for rest of the world outside of US is 7000. I'll get it to old already. QNH was 1007, so we set that here. Basically our altimeter is showing, that's a barometric altimeter, so it measures the pressure and then shows that instead of barometric reading, just shows you at altitude. As you go higher, the pressure drops, but when the pressure changes on the ground, you need to adjust that. So there's two ways to do that. One way is to just set your known elevation, which works for gliders, but if you're flying plane, you need to get that from the report. So here in the window, I set 1007, and it should show me the elevation. Okay, remember this kind of knobs, lol. Yeah, and it's like, it's not even the knobs, it's the menu. So you go to the menu, you also can click this knob. It's like two of them. It can get really cumbersome, and there's all these buttons. So you go to flight plan, you need to like press that one. Now scroll the big knobs where you want to go, scroll the small knob, like you see, you use the big knob for something, small knobs for some other things. Yeah, takes some time to get used to. And now I'm lost. So I need to get out of my flight plan page. Now we're back on the nav page. Oh, and also switch like tabs. So see there's groups here with the big knob, and then the pages with the small knobs. Garmin, yeah, it is a good brand. They've improved a lot, but yeah, it's a little cumbersome, this whole thing. I used to fly with this small one, but I didn't really need it. It was just for reference. So I spent, actually the plane I was doing a lot of my cross-country flights, I had that one, so I took some time to learn it. Plane's a little quiet, but you probably don't mind. Alright, no, that's where I'm getting lost. Alright, wind is 0, 0, 0, so no wind, so we can just take off anywhere. I usually would take the full runway, but this runway is super long, so we can just go, you go here. So we'll turn to the right, go here via holding point Quebec, Tango, yeah, Tango Echo, that's a lure. Yeah, let's take the second. So that's where I'm gonna go. And then you need to tell me where you want to fly. We can just fly around. Right. Taxi light on. And that's when I feel uncomfortable. I feel like I forgot something important. Garmin's hell expensive. I mean, I also have Garmin here. It's good. Whiskey Mike, Kilo Papa. Penang. Is that where we're gonna go? I see. So what we can do here is we can... Alright, Garmin's signature feature is direct to this D with an arrow through it. We hit that and we can do Whiskey Mike. I'll just enter this like real way. Whiskey Mike, Kilo Papa. So you turn this knob, and you also need to be flying most of the time. So I just turn the knob, look back, turn. My papa, enter, 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 and that's gonna lead us. Oh, it's pretty far. We can go there. Is that the right place? Yeah, it is. 7 brakes, parking brake release. Let's add some power. Get this thing rolling. Gently check the brakes. So now I'm using only right brake to make a tighter turn. And I stopped it. Trying not to stop it. It's 1 hour flight. For who? No, we're not gonna get there. This plane doesn't fly that far. Oh no. I'll only need to make a fuel stop. But that's gonna take us 2 hours. We're not going there today. But we can go there another day with a faster plane. Sorry. You got us in the first half. I can go there another day. We'll just take a faster plane, okay? Because this plane, see, it goes like... I think we can do 160 knots. In cross country, that's 330 nautical miles. So it's gonna take us 2 hours with this plane. And it's 10:30 p.m. here. Fly back to this airport. Fly around, have view of the place. Hold on. Which place? The one we're at or where we are going? So we'll fly here today. We'll go to the other one next time. Let's have it this way. We'll like to sleep as well. No sleeping. I know, I'm joking. You can sleep. Need to sleep. The surrounding cry. Alright, we'll do the surrounding cry today, and I'm happy to do that flight another day. That's so funny. Also, thank you very much for the suggestion. I really appreciate it. It makes it a little more fun to fly to some places that have some emotional connection for you, not just me picking some random places on the map. That's really nice. All right, we would do the run up. So, let's just do it. $700. Right. Left mag. Watch the drop. 100 drop. Both mags. It's just a small thing. No worries. No. That's how we learn. 1700. Back to to right. Also 100 drop. So within limits. Back to both. Check the prop. 1, 2, 3. Right, prop governor works. Nothing more to check in this plane. This goes off. Landing light on, strobe on. Check the fuel, half tanks. Fuel selected left. Or all are same full, so we're good. I didn't check the runway headings, but no worries. Thank you again, Kay, for choosing the flight. I love it. Wind is 0, so we can take off either way. We usually take off into the wind because then the wind is helping you. We need the airspeed to fly. We don't really care about the ground speed. So if you're taking off into the wind, we're in favor. Oh, hang on. Flaps approach. There we go. Throttle full. Keep that center line. Engine is instruments in the green. Airspeed alive. $70 knots, rotate. You're in there, accelerate to 90. Get in the climb, positive climb, gear up. Take off. It closed down actually, but still there, I think. Yeah, it's there in the sim. It's in database as well, so I'm pretty sure it will be in the same. Past 200 feet. Let's get this to 25, 25. Flaps up, trim up. Fuel pump. Oh, I forgot the fuel pump off. Lights off. There we go. Or a seatbelt, of course. Oops, my seatbelt. No. Actually, the seatbelt is super important. Oh, there we go. Fork rub the air horn. Thank you. It's very pretty in here. So the way they do that, it's like auto-gen models based on satellite data, OpenStreetMap data, and then they have this these artist-made buildings. Some of them are somewhat auto-generated. If there is like any weird shit building, they'll auto-generate it. I don't think there is any custom scenery. So there we go. I don't know where I'm going. Oh, also I know this place is massive. And there are so many hills. I love hills. Kuala Lumpur. Yeah. We can go to Lumpur later. So for flight sim, they did this feature that you can type with keyboard, which is a lifesaver. We'll go there later. I'll just have it ready. Oh, actually, that's WMKF. All right, let's do this. So this director is the most important feature of this GPS. If you know it, you're already much better. There's a ton of airstrips here. So see that the ones that don't have proper ICAO code have like this: Whiskey Mike Oscar Charlie 7. That's a smaller airfield that doesn't have ICAO code, or this one as well. It's just a national code. There we go. I love these hills. Whoa. I grew up in the mountains. I love mountains and hills, and now I'm living in the flatlands and I really miss it. So I've been to my hometown for Easter. I did some hiking, finally, after years of not hiking there. Yeah. So this is based on like real data, and it looks good when you're a little high. Is nothing going good? I think it is. It's fried chicken. No, it's fried rice. I am going as fried chicken. I think I'm right. They all say it's good, so it must be good. Oh, we got them. So there is some custom objects here. You'd probably be able to see the Twin Towers. Yeah, we are. But those buildings are auto-generated, except the Twin Towers. That's a custom-made object. I can tell. Fuck, eyeballs are popping at the beauty of this city. Jeez, it's so nice. I actually never flew like up close here. Also, I wouldn't be allowed to fly so low and so close here in real life. It wouldn't be legal. We'll need to be a bit hard. Nasi goreng is good because there's tons of variety from different regions. I see. The city is massive, but there's the mountains so close, and those mountains there in the back, they're pretty tall. I love it. So we've been flying here a lot with other streamers, but I never had a close look at this place. Also, it was mostly at night because, you know, whenever we fly, it's nighttime. Well, most of the time. In Poland, we cook rice in plastic bags. This guy is not wrong. We do. You buy rice and it's like a plastic bags. You throw it into the... What's the thing called? Into the metal thing you cook in. Into the pot. And you do it. And we don't wash it. Yeah. But I'm I'm a step ahead now. I bought a rice cooker, like they have in all the anime, and I got the Japanese rice, and it's the best thing ever. You just throw in the rice, you put in twice the volume water, and then you put it on, and then when it clicks it's ready, you wait like 15-20 minutes, and then it's fully ready, and you just get it, and it's like sticky and nice, and you can eat it with chopsticks. I love my rice cooker. I don't know how I lived it without it before, and everyone's like, what? Why do you need rice cooker? Can't you just cook rice? Like, what the hell? Like, guys, no, but what? Never mind. Cook rice in the pot. See, just don't stick it, okay? Because when it's like burnt and sticky, it's hell. Man, now I'm jelly. This place is so nice. Like the mountains. I love being so close to the mountains. You can hike easily and quickly. And you can look at something in the distance, not just the flatlands. Tear. It looks like a little like my hometown, except at the same time it's bigger. Well, maybe more than 10 times. It's probably 100 times bigger. In terms of population at least. My hometown is like 180,000 people. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing was 18 million, but it's probably, who knows. So yeah, a lot of times bigger. I think many Poles prefer potatoes over rice. Yeah, but then you have to peel them, and it's the hardest job ever. I actually like it. It's very relaxing and easy. I love peeling potatoes. I also like washing dishes. Whenever there's any housework, like, oh, maybe I can do the dishes and you'll do the other thing. Okay. How about young potatoes? Oh, young potatoes are so delicate to peel. Okay, it's having a good time. I'm glad you're enjoying it, guy. Just zipping around the air. So that's where we're going. So now see the magenta line is not showing where we are, so I can hit direct again, enter, and now it's showing where I'm supposed to go. Also, the code is anything in magenta, except it's like automation thingy. So the people who follow magenta, well, people who use automation all the time are called children of the magenta. You don't need to peel them. Oh, I see what you mean. It's the ones, oh, you throw them, oh, and they're so tasty and the skin is so cool. Another way, you can just wash the potatoes and put them in the fire. I mean, we wrap them in aluminum foil and we put in like between the coals in the fireplace or bonfire. And then wait 2 billion hours. And then they're so nice with a crispy skin around them. Pieczony ziemniak, aka baked potato. Yeah, unless you're in Poznań, then they are pyry. Or if you're somewhere else and they are kartofle. I have a hard time switching pronunciation because when I speak English, I'm in an English mode, so I have heard then I pronounce Polish thing in English pronunciation as well. So it's supposed to be somewhere here, but the problem with the planes is if you're over somewhere, you can't really see the place. Not even because of the wings, but because your seat is in the way. I think I'll need to take some detour and find it again. Like we're literally on top of it. And now what the instructors do, like they pull your power. Oh, your engine died. Where would you land? And you're like, oh, what do? I'll land in that field over there. And like, how about that airfield below you? What airfield? Yeah, here, look. Oh, there it is. Let's get that gear down so it's not blurring in your ear. Actually, Air Force Airport is, I see. City outskirts. Is that it called city outskirts? Big city boy rider. Speed check. Flaps full. I can just quit that engine if you want. It's probably not gonna stop. The engine is dead. It's just spinning because the airflow is making the prop spin. So I'm doing the side slip now to lose some altitude because I was way too high. You shouldn't do it with the full flaps because it can damage them, but it's an emergency. We ran out of coffee. So if you do a dead stick landing in a stick plane, do you do a dead yoke landing in a yoke plane? And there you go. If only this guy could land on center line, it would be so much better. Touchdown. I think we're a bit too high. Yeah, we were, but the engine died, so... I'll explain. GG. Alright, I'll get that engine running again. I'll not bother turning off the radius, but I would normally do that. So there's 2 ways to kill the engine, 3 ways. Hang on. You can either pull the mixture, so it gets 0 fuel to the engine. It will die in a few seconds. Or you can turn off the fuel tank, it will die in like 10 seconds. Or you can turn off the magnetos and it just dies instantly. Or you can just simulate it and pull it to idle. Is it running already? No. Hey, someone so cool to be flying someone else's city or the city you visit every now and then. Flaps. There we go. Oh, I forgot the lights. Let's get that fuel pump. Alright. Let's get the again. Hang on. Let's... Oh, geez. I think we'll just do like 2 laps and call it a day. I would like to... Is the end? My only friend, the end. Now we'll do like two crazy laps and call it a day. So 10-15 minutes. Oh, we need to sleep. No worries. Actually, there wasn't a lot of runway in front of us, so I rotated quicker. Yeah. Alright, 10 minutes and sleep time. It's 15 to 11 p.m. and Pokra needs to sleep before school or he's gonna die in school. Positive climb, gear up, flaps up, fuel pump off, and lights off. Reduce power. Off we go. Matura time. Are you taking Matura now or are we just not having school? Which camp are you? It's not even outskirts, it's so close to the towers. No, I'm not having school. GG. Oh, right. I saw the kasztan trees blooming, and then I knew it's time to learn from Matura. Or it's actually too late. In 2 years. Nice. Good luck. Okay, any place we need to visit? I think I'll just... Oh, there's a golf course here. Right in the city center. That must be expensive. Right, Pokra, we'll wish you good luck in 2 years. Now just enjoy your time off. Man, this place is really beautifully situated, not gonna lie. Thank you, you're welcome. Oh, see, so this building is like auto-generated, but it has some wild shape, so it's not the model that comes in this shape, it's like auto-generated to be in that shape. Looks like colon. I'll show you how we normally do the imitation of engine out. Actually, we'll just kill the engine, land here and call day. So what we do is we get 1500 feet over the field. I'm not sure what the elevation is, but I guess it's like 100, 200 feet. And you saw how hard it is to spot the airfield when you're right on top of it. I only see the end of the runway there. So, 1500 he announced that you're making the stick landing imitation. You simulate killing the engine, but here we can just kill it now auto FPS. And usually we do like full traffic patterns, so... And we need to keep the best glide speed, which I guesstimate in this aircraft will be like 90 knots. So those planes, they fly reasonably well when engine is off. The only problem is the spinning prop would create a lot of drag, but normally it would just stop. I don't think... No, actually it wouldn't in this one. Alright. That is not perfectly executed at all. Why is this plane going down so hard? Maybe that's not the best glide angle speed. Maybe it will be closer to 70 or 80 knots. Yeah, that's much better now. And we train this a lot before you do your first solo, so you can really do that. Right, now we're a little low, so I'm not feeling very comfortable. And that's not a good place to be. Like, I'm not trying to not exceed this bank angle too much. Alright, so we don't stall plane. Make sure you keep the airspeed. Now, flaps full, so we get some more drag. Gear down. Would be helpful. And now... Alright. It wasn't perfect at all. The thing you heard is the stall horn when the plane is about to stop flying, when you have not enough airspeed. So that's what we don't like doing. So yeah, that was perfectly executed at all. We need to train a bit more. I think the first mistake was having that speed too high, but that's the reason why you should have the speed memorized. Holy hell, Dryzen! Welcome! Spooch! Alright, I guess we're flying a bit more. Pokra, we can send you up home. Feel free, man. Don't worry about it. Dryzen, how are you doing? We're just about to end, but I guess I'll do one more lap. Being from my man. Hey, Spoot! We've also got K here from your side of the world. Ultrastan, welcome. Thank you for the raid, Ryzen. Nice to see you streaming again too. I'm not gonna lie, I missed you. But I understand. We need all the time off. I know. Can't blame. Oh no, it's bad timing on my part. No, it's a good timing. There's always a good time for a ride. Streamers always have the best rides timing. Honestly, I think the only two communities I know so far on Twitch who are raiding everyone and shouting out everyone is the flight sim and the music streamers. It's so cool. Let's get Ryzen a shout.
Wow.
We'll get yours in a sec, K2. Alright, Ryzen, what have you flown? Is the Dirty 30 any good? Tell me, I need to know. I almost landed gear up, but I didn't. Whoa, 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 whoa. Did I shout out show? I think so. I need to check my bot. It will show in some time. I'm using the firebot for it, but it seems it's not working as it was a year ago. I can't blame it. I can't blame it. Am I on multiplayer? I think I am, but I don't really know. Sorry, I choose streaming over getting all this figured out. So we are multiplayer, not Europe. I did load in custom presets, so we might be on multiplayer. I really don't know. It's been a while, no worries. 30 has potential, it needs to cook. Oh no, we don't need any more undercooked planes. I think it will be good when it is done. It's so buggy. No, it's alpha, I see. Really like the fly model, it's pretty good on fly and such. I see. I think I'll still stick with the Transall, which I have bought and never flown it, and the Bronco, same story. Bye Pokra, thanks for coming, have a good sleep. Take care, take care. We're flying Dirty 30 again today, Dryzen, or Helling. So we are in Lumpur today. We almost did a 2-hour flight out of here, but then we realized it's a 2-hour flight out of here. We're gonna do it another day. Hang on. Avert! Avert! This guy didn't check how much runway is in front of him. There's 3 things that do no good in aviation: the runway behind you, the fuel you don't have, and the altitude above you. Absolutely not helping. I was flying the Duke, I see. I think we can fly the Duke on the leg next time. It's working good in 2024. I tried one time and I was having some issues with the autopilot and whatnot, so I was not happy. Alright, film on, lights on, flaps, everything was good. Jeez, I should do push-ups anytime I'm not on center line, I swear. How do I make it right? What's my problem? Something is not right again. I think I've just misstreamed it. Ever seen Lumpur this close? Now we have. Positive climb, gear up, 200 feet, reduce power, 27, 25. Laps up, trim up. Film above, lights off. There we go. Who put all those buildings in the way? Also, nice place to have an airbase, not gonna lie. Are we in Superdome? I'm not sure if my multiplayer works. I think it might just not work for some reason. I'll probably need to check this offline with someone. Hell yeah, this looks good. Superdome being the first. 2 hours 45 minutes in. Jeez. I guess I just need to stream more often. Man, I feel the call of the mountains. It honestly reminds me of my hometown. It's like, yeah, very similar, like city and surrounded with mountains on like 2 sides. Sorry, thanks. I mute the mic whenever I clear my throat, and I sometimes forget about it, and it's in a place where I don't see the LED, and I need to get into the habit again of looking at the OBS and unmuted. I was saying, yeah, we can go there. This place reminds me a ton of my hometown. I would hike the hell out of this if I was here, and it's actually possible to go here. It's so beautiful. I think these mountains are a little higher than the ones in my hometown. I think, yeah, this one might be around what's in my hometown, but this one in Bucks definitely looks a bit higher. Check this out. It's so beautiful, and I wonder how long it takes to get from the downtown to those mountains. That's only one muted mic this stream. Not a bad number at all. I've had worse. A lot of water bodies here. I'm not sure how that works. And a lot of roads, ton of buildings. I have a feeling that the buildings in Asia look a bit different. At least when I was looking at street view. I feel this is just mostly, these Autogen buildings are mostly like European, American. So they probably don't look very fitting for Asia. That's why it looks so odd. I don't know. Another body of water. Is there a dam over there? There might be. Good ride and run. No problem, Ryzen. Thanks for the ride. Have a good night. Have to go to the office tomorrow. Me too. Me too. I'll be there in the morning. Enjoy the rest. Stream, flight. Will do. Thank you, Ryzen. See ya. Very, very pretty. Oh, there's a shout out. I need to check the bot. I did something wrong there. There you go, Dryzone. So there is time limit between the shoutouts, like the native Twitch shoutouts, and I remember I implemented it so that when I do the multiple times, the command, the next one are being queued. So I think what's happening now is the first one is being queued as well for no reason whatsoever. We're just taking a little detour here. Just hills in the middle of town. So nice. Also, I put a lot of wisdom in this bot, spamming you every now and then. Don't worry about it. Alright, we're gonna push it to 3 hours. I feel a little tired, but mostly because of the light in my eyes and squinting eyes all the time. And not resting my head on a headrest. But the city never ends. Like, it goes on and on and on. When you zoom in like that, it's just not loading all the buildings, so looks a little wonky. Oh, and there's the DC or ocean. Don't remember. Oh, we're actually going the right way. Mysteriously. I also need to work on flying straight and level. It's on my New Year resolution list, but I made the list too big, so it's hard to follow anymore. Alright, this goes to the list of cities to visit sometime in my life. Looks cool. I just have no clue how much paperwork it would take for me to fly a plane by myself there. Nobody knows. All the countries have their own rules and you need to take some exams or whatever. Also, sometimes you can just go and get a plane, like no problem. Oh, there's the airport. What? What? Oh, there's more hills. And a quarry? Or just hills? Alright. Feeling a little adventurous. So I'm pitching up to slow it down. So I'm in safe speed to drop the gears and flaps to get that extra drag. Those buildings there look a little sus. No way we're making it from this height. Exactly, most places were mining quarry. Really? Nice. We have a old abandoned quarry in my vicinity, and it was a climbing region. It was not operated anymore and it was safe, and there were climbing routes there, but as far as I know they closed it. And palm plantations. We don't have those here. No palms. See, I'm trying to get down and this plane just flies fairly well, even though I did all I can to have more drag. Alright, let's do a touch and go. And one more pattern and call it a day. That should probably do it until 3 hours. Also, speed is life, altitude is insurance. That's how we make it safe and not overbank, don't stall. We're good. And land on the blood certain line. Why can't this guy do that? There we go. Flaps up one notch, full throttle. Rotate. Accelerate 80. Positive climb, gear up. Forgot the prop forward. 200 feet, reduce power. 27, 25. Flaps up, trim up. Fuel pump was never on, nor were the lights. We'll do the right hand trike pattern this time. 500 feet we can turn. Jeez, this plane flies like crazy. I think the runway was 1.5. I'll put the line on 1.5 so I have the reference. It's crossing leg, 1,000 feet. Well, let's level off at 1,100. I think will do the job. Right, 3rd-degree bank this time. That's downwind leg. That's more... Oh, hang on, that's the wrong heading. That's more like I should be flying this. Yeah, that looks more like it. I think we need to get like 1820 maybe even. Get some reasonable speed. There's the runway. Yeah, right, so the 15... No, 13. Anyway. Alright, MiG back on. That's a beam.
Hello there.
Hello there. Forward, mixture forward. Fuel pump on. Gear down. Speed check. Flaps waters not. Who was that? Gadget! There we go. How are you doing? I'm back. Nice to see you. Nice to seeing your streams as well. Even Dryson is streaming and did the raid. I'm fine. Feeling a lot better recently, so I thought today is the day. Also, when I was visiting family for Easter, I did some hiking in my hometown, which I haven't done for years. Generally, feeling much happier recently. And we're back. I'm not sure how often I'll be streaming again. Don't trust me on anything I say about that. You know I can be gone for years. Well, for a year or months. But I would hope to do this more often. So I chose something chill today. We're flying the new Bonanza. It's a little max, so we have the Bonanza. I think you can stick with the Bonanza. And now we are in Lumpur. Okay, brought us here. It's super nice. It's so beautiful. Look at all those hills. Have you been here, Gadget? Do you speak Malaysian? Is Malaysian and Indonesian sort of the same language? As far as I remember, that was the case. And every stream will be then next stream. Thank you, Kay. Got to have you here. Alright. Speed check, flaps full. Alright, gas. Let's switch it to... Oh yeah. To the right tank. Fuel pump on. Undercarriage. Gear down 3 green. Prop forward. Mixture forward. Flaps. Lights. Okay. Now we're good. Similar. Pakzamalai. Yeah. It's all really new to me. I can't remember all those things, but it's so interesting. I've been to Malaysia, of course, Indonesia as well, of course, and speak both dialects, of course. So I started doing a lot of Duolingo this year, and at some point I actually like it. So I added all the languages I have ever been learning, plus like 4 more for good measure that I have never been learning, and my list is like I think 12 now. Understand the language, not the flu, but not fluent. I see. That's good enough. Right. Roll back this power. Now that's looking better. Only that center line. I swear I need to start doing penalty pushbacks for not landing on center line. Step on those brakes. Flaps up. Fuel pump off. Alright, shouldn't have stopped here. I just wonder how have you learned all these languages? Like before the internet, when you were learning them. That's the most impressive part for me, because it's so much easier not those days now. But I remember back in the day going to language school or learning anything, kind of big deal. You can buy all those books, but yeah, I have a few of them. You still need the motivation, so... Well done, well done. Need to get the landing lights off, strobe off, and get the transponder to standby. Okay, thanks for joining the flight. I love this area. It's so fun. So I used to do like a lot of flying like this, just fly around small airports in some area, but never here, and it's really nice. Also, we sometimes fly on this virtual traffic network where we have the controllers and pilots. Can I go here? Yeah, I can go here. Called VATSIM, and there's really cool controllers here in Lumpur. One of them I think is guest controller. He's actually Polish. Practice in a lot of Asian languages. Arabic is part of dialect, so I speak Arabic as well. I see. I also added Arabic to my Duolingo. It's been on my bucket list forever. So yeah, once I can read all that, I'll be happy. At some point, like 2015, we had a lot of people from the East at work. So I was friends with them, and they were often, well, when you look at their social media, of course in Cyrillic, and I was like, I would like at least be able like to read that. So I learned to read it, and good decision. There we go. Okay, that's the shout. I can queue up gadget as well, but I'm not sure if it's gonna make it before we end, because there's this cooldown between the native Twitch shoutout. There we go. I'm using Firebot for that. It's pretty cool. Right, parking brake is on. Now, that's the moment where I need to slow down and not to break anything. Also, when you're in the groove, you can just do it like tack, tack, tack. So, transponder off, avionics off, taxi light we don't need, ultra intro off, mixture cut off, let that thing stop, magnetos off, beacon off, fuel selector off, now light off, battery off. There we go. Yay. Right, I'm a little bit tired. 3 hours is a lot. I know how all people stream so long. For me, 3 hours is a lot, but I get a little stressed on camera and self-conscious, and the eye squinting and blinking and no. The plane is very pretty, but I think if you have the Bonanza, I'm not sure if you need that one. Actually look better from the other side because of the light. I would say I'm better at the street versions of the language I see rather than business version. Oh yeah, there's always the two. And it does shock people and it's pretty after an hour sitting in front of the then they're yeah, they're like yeah, it does shock people. Great lights, really. Thank you. I'm glad I enjoyed it. So hang on. I got my uke. I used to do like loops back in the day with the looper and bass and guitar and uke and whatnot. I also have the drums behind me, which I'm learning. I got the E-drums. It's absolutely fantastic. I loved it. But I still need to get all the gear connected. So before that, we've got the acoustic uke. I was on the guitar world record during the weekend on 1st of May. It's a yearly event here. Basically, it's a world record for most guitars playing Hey Joe at the same time, same place. It's been going on for decades now, like almost every year. We had 8,122 guitars this time, which is a new record. And I was there, my third time, second time beating a record. So I can play Hey Joe, or at least the chords. There's just one little problem, so two little problems. Need to get the audio off. We'll get the music off. Now the little problem is, I need to make my Mesa bigger. The little problem is, I have a ton of filters on my mic, so if I turn them off, there is a chance I will kill your ears at some point when I forget. So I'll try to be gentle. I turn the mic down and get this filter off, then play that, and then we'll write someone. If there's any flight sim recommendations, I'm happy to take them. Or any other recommendations. All right, let's fix the mic. So I'll turn it down. I'll back in a moment. Hey. Okay, so that works. Should be fine actually. Let's see the uke. I just don't remember the strumming. Hang on. It will take me a moment to get the strumming. Actually, I do have notes somewhere. Right. Let's call it a day here. Uh yeah. So that's the thing. Super happy about the record. I go with the Ryuk because it's small and it counts. And yeah, just easy for me, but people bring ton of guitars, basses, even with the amps. I'm happy to trade Zombie Monkey. Let's do that. Let's say hi again. So yeah, and it's like in May Square, it was absolutely packed. Hang on, I can actually, I can show you. I can show you. Hang on. Give me a moment. I have this ready somewhere. I'll just need to copy the links and open. It is on YouTube too. I actually have a timestamp where I'm there. So give me a moment. I'll find it. I was sending it to my friends. Where is my friend? There he is. Scroll. Right, we have been busy. All right. So, hell yeah, let's open the YouTube. Or maybe I can show myself first. I'll open in background and then I'll show you the whole thing once I'm ready with the browser. I just usually have a separate browser in incognito mode, so it doesn't have my YouTube Premium. So I'll have to suffer the ads. Alright, good. That's just one last link. Where is it? Copy link. The screen I'm looking at is so far, like I'm not sitting in this place I normally see that. Right, hang on, I'll kill the music. We can get the whooshes. I'll kill the music, I'll just make sure the sounds go through. Roads of my Market Square, yes, that's where it is. Actually, it's already on. All right, we're ready. It's the city is like officially 600,000 people, but the agglomeration is much bigger, and I'm not sure. It has officially been the same number of population ever since I moved here, nearly 20 years ago, and it feels so much more crowded now. So I don't know. Oh, hang on, wrong scene. There we go. So that's the video. I can actually paste in chat as well. That's the video and the timestamp. So it works. The event's quite long, and there's like a rehearsal before. So this timestamp is in the actual record attempt, and I've got the certificate. Like they wrote my name. So that's me over here. With the uke. It's a different uke. I take more beaten up one, and that's a zoom on me. I tried to secure spots close to the camera, and they only swiped over me like once in all of this time, and that's the video. Hang on. Oh. So yeah, they got most of these people. Of course I'm looking straight at the cam. I was working so hard to be in that camera. It's just maybe not the most fortunate place. Anyway, you saw me. There's also some aerial views, like from a drone and whatnot. So yeah, that was the camera I was looking at. And there's a ton of people in the scene. It's pretty cool. I really enjoyed it. We can... Oh yeah, there's like the aerial view. That's after. You get the idea. There's also bystanders, like people watching. There you go, Gadget. Nice to have you here. Always fun watching you. Oh, also there's also like concert events. I saw her on the concerts. She's Australian and great guitarist, like playing a lot of solos and whatnot and singing. They had a band like she was on guitar and vocals. There was bass and drum, and that was the band, and I loved it. Hang on, I just realized the other music is playing as well. Sorry about that. That should be more audible. Oh, so now we can see like there's the scene here and yeah. Good stuff. Right, is that Mr. Map? Let's write him. I'll just open Twitch for myself. And drop the mouse. Alright, you get the idea. So, that's fun. And that's me in the big crowd, looking at the camera. Alright, thank you for flying along. It's been cool having you aboard. I really enjoyed it. It's been a month and a few days since I seen you last time. I am very glad I chose something lightweight for today and an easy plane, and actually I think I got in the groove with this plane, like running the checklist. My usual standard GA checklist. GA is general aviation. Thanks for the stream, you're very welcome. Thank you. So let's rate Martin. I'll see you next time. Someday. Thank you. Welcome, Gadget. Nice to have you here. Right, let's go to dancing. I can't really play any music when I'm watching the other stream, so and I don't feel like interacting with you as well, so we'll just make it quick. Here's my lovely ending scene. I should probably get some more some new videos, but I chose this initially. They were pretty good. And they're coming. I had a blast. Great having you here. Thank you for making it fun for me. Vex rate. Oh, good call. There's a Vex rate. There's also Vex sub rate, but can use this one. The rate is up. I have to be streaming again sometime soon. I do enjoy it. Also, it's a little exhausting at times. All right, without further ado, let's do it. I'll see you again. Bye bye. Thank you again. Bye bye, and thank you. Let's go.